Gary.
Have to push the
Now
power
it's my
again.
great pleasure to introduce my commander, Lieutenant Colonel George S. Parker.
You did great.
I'd like to thank you. I'd like to thank the officers and the board members of the National Vietnam War Museum for allowing us to have this memorial to our people here. I'd like to thank the Mineral Wells DAV. I'm a life member of the DAV. I'm a life member of the VFW, and I'm glad to see that we've got a representation here too. I need to recognize Bob Talmadge. Bob Talmadge was the last Blue Bikini Blue, the last platoon leader, 10-6, first platoon, 170th Aviation Company in Vietnam. Gary Knight was the platoon leader, not the last, but he was about next to the last of the 8 gunships, which was the 3rd flight platoon, the Buccaneers. Jimmy Ford was stand. Jimmy Ford was Bikini Red. In 1967-68, he was also the company executive officer later after that. Kind of a special day for us, but I would like to digress just a second. An Army Aviation Company is commanded by a major, has 3 flight platoons, which Bob has mentioned. But you've also got every other element in that company that makes that company self-sufficient. You've got a mess section. They don't call them mess section. I think they call them dining personnel. But you've got a supply section. You've got a motor pool. You've got motor pool maintenance people. Now, we obviously had a lot of aircraft maintenance people. We had the regular aircraft maintenance people that are in an aviation company, and then because we were 40 miles from the nearest other American unit, we had our own general support aviation unit. We had a special signal unit. We had a tech supply unit. We had a medical detachment attached to. Can you imagine being the supervisor of a doctor? He was a hell of a good man, too. There was about 400 men, and this was the only TONE unit in Con Tum province, which was up on the Vietnam, Laotian, Cambodian border. We supported a lot of the normal type things that helicopter companies support. 25th Infantry United States Division, the 4th United States Infantry Division. And then they left. We were still there. We supported the 22nd South Vietnamese Army Division. We supported the Special Forces in Vietnam. We had a little special mission that was top secret, no foreign release. We supported the Special Forces long-range patrols, combat and reconnaissance patrols that worked the Ho Chi Minh Trail, which was not a trail, it was a network of highly improved dirt roads. A network, like a vein. So, we had a lot of people in Laos and in Cambodia every day with these raggedy helicopters that, you've made over here in Texas for us. The 170th arrived in Vietnam late in December 1965, started our flight operations first part of 66. About 5 years later, in February 71, we ceased operations, and in March we closed the unit. People either went home if they were ready for deros, or they went to other units. The slick aircraft were turned over to the South Vietnamese, and the gunships were put on an altar someplace because they were old and nobody wanted them, except Gary Knight. We're gathered here today to honor comrades in arms, and many of you are comrades in arms. And it's a different phrase, and since Bob gave me this assignment, I thought about comrades in arms. The people on this this plaque, or will be a plaque, are real people. We know what they look like. We know their personalities. We live with them. They're not just names on a stone. They're real people. And a lot of you have had the same experience. I don't apologize for my service in Vietnam. I'm proud of it. We went, we fought, we bled. We all died a little bit, but these men gave the supreme sacrifice. And if you think about it, you say, yes, they gave their supreme sacrifice for the country, but the country was 10,000 miles away, and it had been 9 months since they'd seen anybody in their family, and they gave their lives for their comrades in arms. They will live as long as we live, as long as our memories live. When we go to their final rest, these names will tell others that follow us of their heroic sacrifice. There's other memories of Vietnam. Many of you remember the sound of incoming. It's not like it is on TV. Not just a big explosion. It sounds like a freight train is coming up behind, or a tornado, as we have in Florida and you have in Texas. And then there's a big whoom, and then you hear the steel flying. Where else could you go and listen to Jimi Hendrix, Merle Haggard, and Jefferson Airplane all at the same time?